I recorded the impossible myself. Our species does not invent miracles. We erase them. That is why I was sent. My designation is Observer Kareth of the Imperial Archive. I belong to a civilization older than most stars with names. We measured life by efficiency. Emotion was an illness. Hope was mathematical corruption. Humans ruined every equation. The Empire first noticed them because they refused to surrender. Not because they could win. Because they acted as if losing meant nothing. That was irrational. We assumed it was primitive instinct. We were wrong. At first, the Terrans occupied only a thin spiral of insignificant systems. Their fleets were outdated. Their colonies were scattered. Their technology lagged behind imperial standards by almost 2 centuries. Simple calculations predicted extinction. 93 days. That was the official estimate. The Empire demanded unconditional submission. Humanity answered with a single transmission. We do not seek war. The Council laughed. Even I found it amusing. Weak civilizations always claimed peace before collapse. The humans added one final sentence. This is your last warning. Silence filled the chamber. Then thousands of council members erupted with amusement. Warnings only flowed downward. Never upward. Never from prey. The invasion order was signed before the laughter ended. I archived the decision. I expected routine documentation. Instead, I witnessed history fracture. The first Imperial Armada entered the sole border. 36,000 vessels. Perfect formation. Perfect timing. Perfect confidence. Human scanners activated immediately. No panic. No desperate retreat. Only observation. Curious. Very curious. Our analysts concluded they had already accepted death. That fit every available model. The Terrans transmitted again. You still have time. The fleet marshal muted the channel. He ordered maximum acceleration. I noted his confidence. Predators never negotiate, especially with prey. The Armada crossed the border. Nothing happened. No mines. No ambush. No hidden fleets. Exactly as predicted. Victory seemed inevitable. The marshal smiled. Humans had broken already. That was my official report. I would later delete it. The first colony appeared. A small orbital station. Civilian. Unarmed. Children floated behind transparent observation windows. They watched our battleships pass. No screaming. No evacuation. No visible fear. Strange. Our species teaches offspring to hide from predators. Human children waved. Several even smiled. One pressed both hands against the glass. I magnified the image. Its heartbeat remained steady. Impossible. Young creatures should fear extinction. The marshal ignored them. Military objectives mattered. The station remained untouched. We continued inward. Hours later, another message arrived. The warning still stands. The marshal laughed openly this time. Advance. His flagship accelerated. Every vessel followed. I detected unusual energy signatures. Not weapons. Not engines. Something stranger. The readings vanished before analysis finished. Instrument error. That was my conclusion. Another mistake. We encountered the first Terran fleet near the Arcturus corridor. Only 61 ships. Against 36,000. Absurd. The marshal refused tactical formation. He wanted spectacle. He ordered direct assault. Human vessels held position. No retreat. No defensive pattern. Nothing. They simply waited. Cowards frozen by fear. That became the accepted explanation. Then every Terran ship powered down. Complete silence. Weapons offline. Engines inactive. Life support barely functioning. Our bridge celebrated. The enemy had surrendered. Or malfunctioned. Either outcome pleased the Empire. The first Imperial volley launched. Thousands of plasma lances crossed the darkness. The human fleet disappeared inside burning light. Every target vanished. Total destruction. The marshal declared victory before visual confirmation. I noticed something odd. No debris. Not even dust. Physics demands wreckage. Space offered nothing. Sensors recalibrated. Empty. Completely empty. The human fleet had ceased existing. The Marshal ordered pursuit toward Earth. He believed survivors had fled. I quietly reviewed sensor records. Nothing escaped. Nothing exploded. Nothing remained. Ships cannot simply disappear. Unless... No. Impossible. Reality possesses rules. Humans merely ignored them. Hours later, emergency alarms erupted. Behind us, every Terran vessel had returned, undamaged. Exactly where our fleet had originated. The Imperial formation twisted in confusion. No hyperspace signatures. No warp distortion. No dimensional fracture. The ships simply existed again. The Marshal demanded explanations. No scientist answered. The Terrans opened a communication channel. You crossed the line. Then they fired. Blue light. No sound. No dramatic explosion. Only silence. An Imperial destroyer stopped moving. Every system failed simultaneously. Crew alive. Ship intact. Completely powerless. Within seconds another vessel died. Then another. Precision impossible for known physics. Our return fire shattered empty space. Human ships flowed between impacts like living shadows. I concluded they possessed advanced cloaking. A logical answer. Wrong again. The battle lasted 12 minutes. We lost 400 ships. Humans lost none. The Marshal ordered regrouping. A reasonable decision. The Terrans did not pursue. Instead, they withdrew. Backward. Slowly. As if inviting us forward. I recognized predator behavior. Cornered animals lure hunters deeper. Finally. A familiar pattern. The Marshal recognized it too. He smiled. They're afraid. Every officer agreed. Including me. Confidence returned. The pursuit continued. The Arcturus corridor narrowed between dead stars. Ancient gravitational scars twisted navigation. Human vessels disappeared around the final stellar fragment. The Marshal accelerated again. We followed. Every tactical advisor recommended caution. He rejected them all. Predators never hesitate, especially when prey retreats. The corridor opened into darkness unlike anything recorded. No stars. No radiation. Only black emptiness. Sensors malfunctioned instantly. Communications fractured. Time synchronization drifted. Crew members reported conflicting clocks. Some lost seconds. Others gained minutes. I believe the region naturally disrupted instruments. That assumption survived exactly 27 seconds. Then our rear formation vanished. Not destroyed. Gone. Entire squadrons. No explosion. No distress signals. Only absence. The Marshal demanded formation reports. Every answer contradicted another. Maps reshaped themselves. Distances changed. Ships occupied impossible coordinates. One cruiser reported seeing itself. Another fired upon identical allies. Madness spread. Humans never attacked. They simply watched. Blue lights drifted through impossible darkness. Waiting. Observing. Patient. Like they already knew the ending. Fear entered the bridge for the first time. Imperial officers do not fear. Their biology prevents it. Yet chemical analysis confirmed elevated panic hormones. Impossible. The Marshal shouted louder. Volume could not restore certainty. Then another Terran message arrived. Soft. Almost sympathetic. You shouldn't have ignored the warning. The transmission ended. Nothing followed. That frightened me more than any weapon. Because predators celebrate victory, humans remained quiet. As if the battle had not truly begun. I finally submitted a private report to the Imperial Archive. For the first time in my existence, I recommended immediate retreat. The archive rejected my request within 11 seconds. Their response contained only 6 words. Observe. Humanity cannot change reality itself. I believed them. For exactly 3 more minutes. That was the final mistake of the Empire. The archive dismissed my warning. The fleet marshal celebrated the rejection. His confidence returned like a disease. He believed fear was contagious. He thought one victory speech would cure it. Our enemy relies on illusions. Every officer repeated the sentence. Even I wanted to believe it. Because the alternative was unbearable. The Terrans were not breaking physics. Physics was refusing to explain them. The order came. Advance. 35,600 Imperial ships pushed deeper into the darkness. Human vessels retreated again. Always the same distance. Always just beyond firing range. I finally recognized a pattern. They were not escaping. They were measuring us. I concluded they needed precise targeting data. Wrong again. They were measuring our decisions. Every choice. Every prediction. Every act of certainty. Then the stars vanished. Not hidden. Gone. The universe around us became perfectly black. No gravity. No radiation. No quantum background. Nothing. Several officers screamed. My species does not scream. Yet terror ignored biology. The marshal ordered every engine to maximum power. Nothing moved. The fleet floated inside absolute stillness. Then, the Terrans stopped retreating. One ship drifted forward. It was tiny. Scarred. Its hull carried burns from battles fought long ago. No massive superweapon. No impossible armor. Just one old human cruiser. A transmission opened. An elderly human appeared. Gray hair. Weathered face. Calm eyes. No uniform. No medals. Only silence. Then he spoke. You were warned. The marshal laughed. You are surrounded. The human smiled. No. You are remembered. None of us understood. I classified the statement as psychological warfare. Another mistake. The old human pressed one control. Nothing happened. Or so I believed. Then every Imperial computer displayed the same impossible message. Temporal lock released. Our engineers denied the warning. No such system existed. No human technology could access Imperial cores. Yet every screen showed it. Then memories changed. Not history. Memories. Officers began recalling battles that had never happened. Destroyed fleets. Burning worlds. Dead families. Victories becoming defeats. Defeats becoming victories. I remembered observing humanity for centuries. But I had arrived only months earlier. My mind split between truths. Neither felt false. I thought humans had developed a memory weapon. Wrong. Later I learned the truth. The weapon was never aimed at minds. It targeted certainty. The darkness cracked. The stars returned. Along with something enormous. The Terran fleet. Not 61 ships. Not 600. Not 6,000. Over 100,000 warships emerged from empty space. Ancient battleships. Modern carriers. Experimental vessels. Civilian transports carrying weapons. Mining ships converted into destroyers. Every generation. Every era. Flying together. Impossible. Our sensors dated them across 400 human years. Ships destroyed decades apart stood side by side. One fleet. One moment. The marshal whispered. Time travel. Again. Wrong. The old human answered without being asked. We never traveled through time. We waited where you couldn't. None of us understood. The fleet advanced. No battle cries. No celebrations. Only perfect discipline. Blue engines ignited together. The darkness itself seemed to move with them. Imperial weapons fired first. Millions of plasma rounds. Enough energy to sterilize worlds. The Terrans did not evade. Their formation held. Then every projectile simply stopped. Frozen. Hanging motionless between both fleets. Our scientists collapsed in disbelief. Matter cannot pause. Energy cannot hesitate. Humans disagreed. The old cruiser moved slowly through the frozen barrage. as if walking through falling rain. Then the projectiles turned around. Every shot, every missile, every beam returned home. The Imperial front line vanished. Thousands of ships disappeared inside their own fire. The shockwave blinded sensors. When vision returned, an entire sector of our armada no longer existed. The Marshal finally ordered retreat. Too late. The Terran fleet accelerated. Not fast. Relentlessly. Like an incoming tide. Our fastest cruisers could not escape. Human ships matched every speed. Every jump. Every maneuver. I concluded they were copying our engines. Wrong. They had already predicted every escape route before we chose it. Panic consumed the Empire. Entire formations abandoned command. Admirals ignored orders. Disciplined fleets dissolved into frightened survivors. That was when I finally saw the pattern. Throughout every encounter, humans had always retreated first. Always warned first. Always offered peace first. I believed retreat meant weakness. It never had. Retreat was mercy. Warnings were mercy. Patience was mercy. We mistook compassion for fear. Then humanity ended its patience. Earth transmitted across every known frequency. The voice belonged to no leader. No emperor. No general. Millions spoke together. One sentence. You chose this. Across the galaxy, hidden human fleets emerged. From abandoned asteroids. Inside dead moons. Within shattered planets. Even from drifting wreckage we had ignored. For decades, humans had prepared. Not for conquest. For survival. Every defeat had hidden another fleet. Every lost colony had become another fortress. Every refugee convoy had secretly carried shipyards. Every surrender had concealed another beginning. We believed humans rebuilt after every disaster. Wrong. They had never stopped building during them. The Empire collapsed in 82 hours. Not because every ship was destroyed. Because every prediction failed. Trade ended. Communications shattered. Governors surrendered without battles. Entire sectors refused imperial authority. The greatest civilization in recorded history dissolved beneath one unstoppable truth. Humanity had never fought to win. They fought to survive. And survival made them infinite. I escaped aboard a damaged observation vessel. No human pursued me. Again. Mercy. I reached the Imperial Archive alone. The great halls were silent. The council seats stood empty. Their rulers had fled. I entered the central chamber and placed my final report into the living crystal. It contained only one recommendation. Never mistake restraint for weakness. The archive asked one final question. Cause of imperial extinction? I answered without hesitation. We ignored their final warning. The crystal remained silent for several seconds. Then it erased 10 million years of imperial military doctrine. Every prediction. Every model. Every certainty. Deleted. Outside the station, human ships appeared. They did not fire. They simply waited. Offering the same choice they had offered from the beginning. Peace. I finally understood what my species never could. Power was not the ability to destroy an enemy. Power was giving them every chance to avoid destruction. We called humans irrational, primitive, emotional, weak. We were wrong every single time. I looked through the observation window as the blue glow of the Terran fleet illuminated the stars. For the first time in my existence, I hoped they would forgive us. They did not answer. They didn't need to. Because I finally understood the impossible truth that began my report. Humans survived after their hearts stopped, and it was the Empire that never truly lived.